Okay, so I just woke up and I'm gonna go for my morning run, and then after I plan on shooting something pretty cool, and let's hope I don't mess up. Alright, not too bad of a run. 3 miles in about 23 minutes, so a little under 8-minute mile, which is not too good, but not too bad. Especially for me, I've never been the best runner, so let's get to the goodness now. After running, obviously breakfast, the neighbor next door gave us a bag full of oranges, so I'm gonna just make some orange juice. It's not gonna work, whatever. That's pretty good. Okay, so we have our game plan, so now it's time to go to the store, get the watermelon, get the smoke, and actually take the photo. I lost track of time. We ended up filming the Filmaholics podcast. You should probably check that out, it's pretty awesome. I got a shit ton of smoke, maybe a little bit more than I needed. I'm going to wait for golden hour. I maybe have 3 hours to set up and make sure everything's ready. So I guess I'll start the video till then. So the plan is to cut this and then set up everything outside, lights and all included. So let's start cutting this. I'm gonna cut the watermelon, make it look all spooky. Hopefully it turns out well. Look at that. Look at that, that's pretty cool, huh? Okay, so now I have this cut. My crispy white tea is not so crispy. I have watermelon juice all over me. I'm going to compose my shot and then get it ready for slow-mo. It's now or never. Right now I'm at a 1/250th of a shutter speed, 120 frames, 1.8, and then auto ISO. I'll fix all of that later, but here we go, man. Okay, so we saw how that went. Now it's time for the piece de la resistance. This is originally what I had the idea for smoke grenades are. Now that I have a little bit of a better understanding on how it's gonna work, hopefully I can get it. I'm working by myself, and that's probably the biggest challenge for me right now, is that, you know, I don't have any assistants or hands or just anybody really. So hopefully I can get it again. This one's going to be a picture. Maybe slow motion might work, and then we just get a frame or two from it and use that as pictures, but let's go. Hopefully this works really well. That's not good. This is the last blue grenade that I have, so hopefully this works. I'm going to try to pull it a little bit slower, but I don't know if that was the problem in the first place, so here we go. Unbelievable. Unacceptable. Honestly, this is a little bit unacceptable. I can't say if it's user error, it probably is, but 2 in a row. The first one worked with like a charm. The second one and the third one did not go off, so that's just, they were $10 each. That's a waste of $20 right there, you know? That's crazy. Of course you're expecting this, but wow. That's crazy. Woo! This isn't gonna come off anytime soon, I guarantee you. Okay, so a few days have passed. I spent a lot of time trying to get my shoes to look like they originally look like. Unfortunately, they still have a bit of a purple tinge to them. It's not too noticeable, but it definitely is noticeable to me. I tried a lot of things. I even tried paint thinner to get rid of it. So after looking over the footage, I can say that the two duds were user error. Originally, the first grenade I pulled to the side, the second grenade and the third grenade I pulled up. That's totally my fault. But the thing is, the thing should be more foolproof in my opinion. It shouldn't matter what direction you pull the smoke grenade from, but I digress. Anyways, now it's time for the final product. This was my first time trying to use Enola Gaye smoke, and it was also my first time using layer stacking and layer masking on Photoshop. I think it went pretty well. As for using Enola Gaye for your shoot, long story short, I would absolutely recommend it. I think it adds another layer of dynamics to your photo, and it can make your photos really stand out, especially if you're doing something like a gender reveal or a photo shoot for whatever. There are some things you have to keep in mind before you start using the smoke. For example, it does get pretty hot. I would say maybe like an extremely hot cup of coffee. So it might be uncomfortable for some people to actually hold it. You absolutely can, I would say, but you should use a glove. If that's not something you would like to do, you can probably unwrap the instructions right here and maybe hold it from the paper so you're not directly touching the heat source. Another thing you want to be aware of is the wind. Ideally, you would like to use the product when there's little to no wind outside. If you can, maybe indoors. I know that might not be all possible all the time, but definitely make sure that there's not a lot of wind. When there's wind, it picks up the smoke and it drags it out. So when there's no wind, it makes the smoke look a lot fuller. Well, that's all I have to say about using a Enola Gaye smoke. I definitely would recommend it, but there are some precautions before you start using it. I definitely think you should at least try it just for funsies. And that's it. I hope you liked the video, and I think I'll do more like photo, video, shoots like that. This is something I had a lot of fun making, and I hope you had a lot of fun watching. Thank you.